All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Rajneesh Gupta, and this is our mock interview series. With me, I have Kevin Pathak, who is the interviewer for this mock interview. Okay, so I hope you are aware about the process. Jemin will be asking me the question, and I'll have to answer. Okay, so let's get started. So, hi Jemin, how are you?
Hello, Rajneesh. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay. So, Rajneesh, my question is on ARP. What is
Okay.
ARP and how does it work?
So ARP is basically ARP is address resolution protocol. It's basically this protocol is used to get the MAC address against the IP address. So what happened is in the Ethernet network, when let's say we start all the machine probably in the early morning, so system while interacting with any system in the world or maybe in the LAN network as well, we need to have the MAC address. So in the packet, in the IP packet, we require source IP address, destination IP address, source MAC address, and destination MAC address. Source MAC address, source IP, and destination IP address is already available because we are trying to access a specific IP. We have our own source IP and source destination, so source MAC address as well. What we don't have is the destination MAC address. So to get that, we send the ARP broadcast message. So this goes to all the machine in the computer, and in case the destination IP address falling outside of our network, we would require the MAC address of the default gateway because default gateway knows where to reach, right? So that's what we try to get the MAC address of. Okay, so finally we get the MAC address from the default gateway from the router itself, and this is all possible because of address resolution protocol. So once we enable that, we once we send the packet, not enable, when we send the packet, then the frame, we get the MAC address of the default gateway, and once we get this information, computer, save that in the cache. So not every time computer will have to send those broadcast frame, but yeah. So address resolution protocol is used to get the MAC address against an IP address. So yeah.
Okay, got it. So, my next question
Uh,
is on ARP poisoning. What is ARP poisoning?
uh, so basically, just the way I just explained about it. Any computer can request for the MAC address for a specific IP address, right? But in case if the attacker got access in the LAN network, or there's any rogue device, or maybe someone inside of our network want to claim it to be the legitimate person, or maybe the default gateway itself, to intercept all the traffic, what he can do is he can perform the ARP poisoning. Okay, let's say I want to send I send an ARP packet to get the MAC address of my default gateway. So some other computer can claim it to be the default gateway IP address, and can then respond to me, the computer itself, with the attacker with his own MAC address. So that way the victim computer map the default gateway IP address with the attacker's IP address. And that's how, furthermore, whatever the communication will happen, the computer will send all the packet to the default gateway, which is actually the attacker machine. And the attacker can see the traffic. He can actually modify the traffic. He can perform eavesdrop as well. So this kind of attack is called ARP poisoning. So yeah.
Okay. Then, Rajneesh, how can you detect it?
Well, I mean, to detect such kind of traffic, we have to get visibility on the network level, or I would say on the layer two of the LAN network. And
Mhm.
because this happened on the layer two, this happened on the R packet, we need the network-based IDS solution, the intrusion detection solution, because we need the visibility on what all happened. We can, of course, we can't straight away go for the IPS solution, because there are tons of traffic going back and forth every day. So it would be difficult to apply any prevention technique. Although we can look for any suspicious traffic. In this case, we can look for unusual high level of ARP traffic, particular ARP request to the default gateway maybe. And we can look at any error on the router, or on the switches most of the time, to see any duplicate IP address conflict situation. Or because attacker also claim it to be the same IP address. Attacker is also claiming to be the default gateway, right? So there could be possibility of duplicate IP address conflict, where multiple devices claim the ownership of the same IP address. So that's where the only feasible and practical solution I'd see is to do it with the network-based IDS solution. So yeah, that could be the solution. And once we deploy that solution, the solution can be anything. It could be suricata based solution, it could be snot based IDS. But they of course work on the network layer, and they can monitor and look for every suspicious traffic, and then they can report it to the SIM tools like Splunk or IBM QRadar or logarithm tools. So that's how we can detect it. So yeah.
Okay, Rajneesh. Yep. So this is all I have for today. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. So I think this is all we have today, as Jevin said. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, do let us know. We'll reply you in the comment section itself. This is me, Rajneesh Gupta, with Jamin Pathak. Bye for now.